can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Welcome back to FPL Bloody Hell. Injury news again. Watkins, Bowen, owners are sweating over Arsenal. Triple up, I think. Maybe not. Lots of discussion around Saka. Looking at Son as well. Is Son a hold? Is Son a sell? Are there better avenues in your team to look at? ये सब और थोड़ा ज़्यादा in this episode. Obviously, captaincy के बारे में भी बात करूंगा and my transfer tips for this game week. I have two free transfers. Before we go ahead, hit on that subscribe button if you haven't. More subscribers really help. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Well, the target was before December ends, but maybe we won't make it. Maybe we will. Let's see if you guys help us out. And leave a like on this video if you like it. Remember that the deadline is India time today, 7 p.m. And the next deadline for game week 15 is a quick turnaround as well in early next week. So keep an eye out on that. Okay, so let's quickly get into this episode. I'll firstly review what happened in game week 13 and then we'll look at game week 14. So 54 points, 1.3 to 1.09, decent decent rank increase over there, but could have been better. ठीक है यार, the Simikas in and out, maybe I can escape from not getting him in. But I feel in general, defensively getting Gehi has set me back. Lascelles on the bench twice. If I wouldn't have gone for Gehi and kept my tight ship and just played with a mediumly priced or budget priced defenders, I would have got both of Lascelles hauls, right? So it's okay. Again, one of those hindsight things. Just have to take it on the chin this season and move on. Saliba and Gabriel double up helped finally. Ariola no clean sheet again, disappointing. Palace could have had a clean sheet but conceded those two goals. Little shocking. Saka, Salah, Palmer, Son, Archer, Haaland and Watkins. Haaland just about won the captaincy debate over there. Son owners unlucky, 3 goals ruled out for offside. I mean, but to be fair, offside to thai. And obviously, Watkins owners could have had another goal, yes. But all in all, I will captaincy decent, evenly spread this week. Not too much to lose there if you went a little different. So now the question is for game week 14. My team has Bowen, it has Watkins. Defense is not the worst. A lot for me to think about, right? Um, what do you do here? It's not a bad team. Son is a bit of a worry. I don't know if he's a must sell yet, but City away, not much hope there, honestly. Not because in the past that Tottenham don't give City a fair game. Just looking at कि यार Tottenham ही अच्छे नहीं लग रहे. They have too many injury concerns. They could have scored against Villa for sure, but they didn't. And I think City will be a different beast. A lot to think about over there, honestly. ठीक है. So Salah, Palmer, Bowen, Saka, Son, Haaland, Watkins. That's my 7 attackers right there. Not going Bowen out last week, has it cost me? Not really. I'm okay with the changes I made. Would have been Mbuemo last week, like I said, which is not a bad move to make. You would have made it at 6.9, and now he's at 7.1. So you saved on the 0.2, especially if you have pricing issues, which I don't. I have 7.4 to 7.1. I can still get Bowen. Sorry, Mbuemo. You can see Sheffield United have not been too good this season. They've been actually quite bad, like probably one of the worst teams than Burnley as well. So for me, the confusion now is: do I finally start Lascelles against United? Do I go head over art again? Cash in on the Lascelles clean sheet because United might be poor. I hope they're not. But coming on the back of a crushing result against Galatasaray, team leaking goals. Newcastle injuries as well, fair share of injuries, right? But what do you do over here? Too much to think about over there. So I think that last slot, Taylor, Gehi, or Lascelles. Why Gehi again? I feel West Ham a little blunt. Suchek has been rescuing them with goals. Kudus could play. He was just ill midweek. So it's not like they can't score again over there. But I feel they're a little blunted themselves right now, West Ham. So a lot to think about honestly for the last slot, right? So what would you do? Two free transfers, and I'll show you that in the next slide. Obviously, the obvious candidates are there. There's Gordon, there's Palmer. If you don't have them, I have him. Mbuemo is the easy shout in over there. Wang is a kind of not a differential anymore, but someone you could look at. I was really looking forward to having Neto in my team, and I got him in my team, but then he got injured, unfortunately. But Neto was looking good too. And Watkins. So at Watkins, you obviously have Darwin, you have Isaac, you have an option of downgrading to a João Pedro, even though Brighton are not that good, to maybe upgrade your defender to get in Trippier after the tough run of games. So those are the probable transfers you can look at this game week, right? So I'll just show you those in live, so it's easier to kind of understand. So nothing in the bank. Bowen to Mbuemo, like I said, will be a very simple move. They have good fixtures. Nothing much to think about. 7.1. Luton, Brighton, Sheffield. Three of them right there. Brighton also looking a little shaky. Yes, they're still scoring those goals, but in the back, they are conceding goals, not kept a clean sheet. Mbuemo and Visa could be lethal, right? Yes, 18 is a blank. That's something to keep an eye out on. But I feel that definitely should be an in your team if he's not already there, right? I think he's got enough in him to get you those points in the next 3 game weeks. Leaves me what? zero point 0.3 in the bank. Now, do I really need the money elsewhere? I think I'm okay with Palmer for now because after Manchester United, this Everton, Sheffield, Wolves, Palace, I think that's the run where I would happily keep Palmer in my team. Palmer's ownership is also creeping up. He's at 13%, but on Pens could get that result against United as well in a loss, hopefully loss for Chelsea against us. But I think enough to keep him for now. If you don't have Palmer, so I was talking about Wang earlier. Now he is looking good. ठीक है and mainly क्या है इनका कि you're looking at the return of Neto. So Neto could be back in a couple of weeks. So in a couple of weeks, sometimes in this stage is confusing. To managers mean game weeks because game weeks come in quick and fast in December. There are midweek games as well. I would assume so at least that he doesn't play the next 2 games or 3 games. So that would be this weekend, midweek, and the weekend after that. But 5.6 Chan with apart from Arsenal after this week, you have Burnley, Nottingham, West Ham, Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, Brighton. Not the worst run. Chelsea, yes, but home could be tough. Christmas Eve fixture there, but he is definitely one to look at over there. Has decent points in the last few games. Got a goal against Fulham as well. Unlucky, I feel that they lost that game, but that's another debate altogether. At that same 5.6, 5.2, 5.3 price bracket, compared to Palmer right now, worth considering, obviously. So I've got Mbuemo, let's say, for Bowen when we don't get any news. Why would I go for Bowen? There's no news available. And the next game week, like I said, is 3 game weeks away, right? Yeah, the deadline is the first game. Game week 15 is on Tuesday. So Tuesday, India time, 11:30 will be the deadline. So Tuesday night is the next game. Are we expecting information on Bowen Watkins quickly before that? West Ham don't play until Thursday though. Bowen could be back for that game against Spurs. Again, yes, could play this game, could play against Spurs. Spurs look shaky, but I cannot risk again going with Archer coming off the bench over there. I will be definitely using one free transfer, right? So either Mbuemo comes in for Bowen or the other doubt, right? Watkins over there. Now, Villa, again, don't play in game week 15 uh, till Tuesday. That's Wednesday night, right? So, Wednesday night against Man City. So, anyway, for there, that's a tough fixture. If he doesn't want to risk him against Bournemouth, then why do you have Watkins, is what I feel. Watkins fixtures after that are Arsenal, Brentford. Again, 3 tough games in a row, I would say. United could go either way. I hope United show form. So Sheffield there again. So it's not the worst if you take him out, right? Obvious options for him. I'm going to just tell you that Darwin at 7.6. I can afford him. Liverpool have Fulham, Sheffield, Palace, United, Arsenal. These 2 are tough games, obviously. But Arsenal at home, United at home, Liverpool will score. You will assume Liverpool will score, right? And it's Burnley, Newcastle, Bournemouth, again, Chelsea at home. Now that's a long run. We're looking into February there. I feel for just these next 5 games with Jota's injury, Gakpo could get the occasional game, right? He could come and lose Diaz, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah will be the mix over there. So I won't be surprised if Darwin doesn't start all 3 games or plays less in a certain game, but I've seen his finishing. That's what scares me over Darwin. His finishing is just not there. I mean, he gets so many chances and he looks so good, but he has really poor finishing and times. That's what concerns me, which is why I might hold off on that second free transfer or might hold off on that Darwin move right now. and maybe just risk playing one of my defenders off the bench, which is as of now one of Lascelles, Gahey, and Taylor. So two out of those three could play, and I would just let Watkins play in my team, right? That's what I'm thinking about. People have asked me about Isaac and Gordon. Now, look, Gordon, I feel, was a little lucky. He has been in good forms. 5.9 again, not the most expensive. But I feel last week was a little lucky in the way they got the goals. I think Chelsea completely just shut down or were distracted. But that being said, he was there to take the chances, and FPL is all about that. FPL is owning the right players at the right time, so they get these chances, right? United can score obviously because United do look shaky. Everton, good game. Spurs away, possibly tough. Fulham, Luton, Nottingham. So I would say even with Spurs and United, there's a good chance that you could get returns for returns for Gordon till at least Nottingham on Boxing Day. Liverpool, City, Villa, after that is tough, right? So don't think so long term. Maybe we use an early wild card into post game week 20, right? So Gordon at 5.9, maybe he's a shout out, I think, over Chan because Chan plays Arsenal. Uh, Wang, sorry, plays Arsenal this week. So maybe you could look at Gordon there just so that. But again, United could be a nil-all draw as well. No guarantees over there. And the other option, like I spoke to you about, is Isaac. 7.5 again can easily come in for Watkins. The fixture run is the same like I showed you. Got a goal against Chelsea. Wilson is out, so if he's fit, he's most likely to play at least 70 to 80 minutes, even if he wants to get conserved. Um, Carabao Cup is there, the quarterfinals. You do have one more game of Champions League to go, which is why I'm saying the minutes could be numbered. So Isaac versus Darwin, decent shout out, 0.1 difference over there. Honestly, could go with whoever you feel like. I mean, obviously, Darwin is miles ahead in terms of chances, right? And his XG, but I'm a kind of guy who goes eye test. I'm not an XG manager. I but provide the information because people ask me in messages and stuff. And I just try to watch a lot of football as I can. This year has been a little less. But Isaac isn't the worst shout, honestly. So if you feel that you don't want to go Darwin because you feel he might play a little lesser, even with or rotate with Gapco over there, yeah, man, Isaac is a decent shout out over there. I think though, if I had to choose between one or two, as of now, I'm like 60% Darwin and 40% Isaac. So those are the players I'm looking at for my two free transfers if I used to. Apart from these, are there any differentials that immediately are springing to my mind who could kind of change the game in your favor, help you like you are in my position at 1 million, help you skip that rank, right? Um, I am not able to identify that one or two single players. I thought Martinelli could be it a couple of weeks back, but he's been by and large okay. Yes, they scored six midweek. So you could say maybe Martinelli coming in, but I feel right now between Saka and Martinelli, Son, if you have that slot and you're already struggling. See, Son, yes, City, it's then West Ham at home, tough. Newcastle, which again say tough if the tough because of the injuries, not that they lack intent in scoring. I think you saw that against Villa. They create decent enough chances, right? I think against Newcastle will be tough. West Ham home derby could be better. So I feel that it's you think, right? If Bowen was fit, I would probably get MBMO in for Son right now if I look at just these week fixtures. But then you have game week 17, 18, and 19. Till Bournemouth is where you expect Son to be there, and then you expect Son to go away for the cup, right? So tough times to really consider taking out Son right now. I mean, if you have a safe and balanced team and you're like, I want to risk going without Son against these three teams where I feel he might not do well or might only get one or two goals, and I feel cheaper players could go in, look at the fixtures. It's not a bad shout. I think it's there. But yeah, so to replace these players, right? Let's say you want to have Saka and Martinelli. That's the only way you can have it, I feel, is if you don't take Son. I feel Mbuemo at this point is a must-have in your team of sort. I feel just looking at the form he's in, forget the ownership, must 30%ish, right? Or you can go brave. You can fully, like I said, look at the other way. If you have money in the bank, you don't have Trippier. You've downgraded Watkins to Darwin or Isaac. You'll have money in the bank to make Mbuemo Martinelli. So you could have Saka, Martinelli, and Son. It's just I don't know. Oops, that's Marshall, not Martinelli. Clicked on forwards by mistake over there. I don't know at that price point if Martinelli has offered enough options for us, even though this is a fixture run, which is not the worst here, I feel. So, if not Martinelli, who? Which is why I said I've been really struggling to pick out a differential over here. For me, I think United assets, I would have said, hands down, sometimes Rashford's ownership has gone low. Is it low enough at 8.6? No, he's still at 12%, but United are just, you don't know which United shows up, right? So you really have to look at um, the likes of Chelsea again. Like I said, for me, Sterling is under 10%, not your traditional, again, differential at 5.55%. But Brighton there for the taking. United could be tough, but Everton, Sheffield, Wolves, Palace showing some semblance of form. 7.0. I think he is somebody I would consider at a differential-ish mark. Yes, he doesn't look that good overall, but I feel that Pochettino's shown time and again that he prefers starting Sterling no matter what. So he's at least going to get the games and the fixtures turn soon. So I think that's a differential I would look at. Apart from this, I don't have any players that I think I'm looking at right now, but if I do change my mind, I will let you know in the comments. Captaincy, again, gets boring week in, week out, right? But it is again between Salah and Haaland. So do I feel like it's worth talking about? Probably not that much. Again, it goes with your pick. It's a home game versus Tottenham for Haaland, home game versus Fulham for Salah. Both of these guys could nail the returns. You've seen this 2 weeks in a row now that they're kind of ahead or at least tied or barely ahead of each other and tied, right, on points. Differentially, I would not look at anybody outside these two. I feel this week, Son obviously not an option. Watkins the doubt. Saka versus Wolves. Wolves, a little confusing. They are a team who don't concede that much, but suddenly sometimes they do. They concede in those 2-3 games back to back. And Arsenal are coming off a back of a 6-goal scoring Champions League game. Maybe Saka probably worth a differential shout, but I feel this week maybe we're sticking with Haaland and Salah is the better pick for me. So that's a very quick captaincy discussion there because I don't think there's much more to discuss. A couple of people asked me about a wild card this week, so I'll be putting up a wild card team just on Twitter as a draft over there because I don't want to keep a very long episode in this one. I'm trying to keep these episodes short, so I'll try to do 2 episodes like I was doing earlier in the season, and then we have more time to discuss it properly instead of rushing through it. But thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I'm very happy that you guys have joined and leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, and we have a new Instagram page. I'll be sharing that as well. Best of luck for this game week. Please, please make sure you leave a like on this video. Follow all the other videos as well on Football Bloody Hell. We also have a football episode. We have a normal casual conversation about the Premier League and we'll be expanding very soon. And we're happy to take feedback as well. Best of luck again for this game week. We'll see you in the next episode.